Can you imagine being able to lose weight without really having to do anything? Imagine it's like set it and forget it, and you're able to lose weight. That would be a dream come true for most Americans, and that's all the hype with some new weight loss drugs that are out there. Hey everyone, Dr. Priest here. Today we're talking about effortless weight loss, and specifically we're going to talk about the topic of GLP-1 agonists, which is a class of drug, and these drugs are promising wonderful weight loss results as a side effect. This is just laying out some research that I found, and I want to just compare the results of this medication to some other options. Let's lean into this today. Overall, there's many brand names with these weight loss drugs, the GLP-1 agonists. The most common one would be semaglutide, which is ozempic. This is a weekly dose. Some other popular ones would be Trulicity and Victoza. But here's an overall list. How do they work? What they do is they mimic the action of a hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1. That's GLP-1. So when your blood sugar levels start to rise after you eat, which is what normally happens, these drugs are going to stimulate your body to produce more insulin, and that's going to help lower your blood sugar levels. Here's a research article that's saying this is one of the most promising biological systems for the development of obesity pharmacotherapies, drug development. Long-acting drugs in this class can potentially reduce food intake and body weight, and recent discoveries show that these drugs actually reduce your overall food intake and can actually reduce your appetite as well as somewhat of your set point. That sounds great, right? This is a dream come true for some people, and I believe it is good for some people. This drug can also target the hypothalamus, which is a brain structure, and it's going to help regulate that set point, your weight set point. So your body naturally wants to drop down to that. So let's look at the results. They do 68-week studies. Primarily semaglutide is the most studied one. And you see after 68 weeks, which is 1.3 years, you're getting 15% loss of body weight. That's an average of 33 pounds approximately. Doesn't that sound awesome? You just take a drug and you're losing 33 pounds over the course of 1.3 years. That sounds really good, right? As for side effects, it's something we always have to look at with medications. Nausea affects over 50% of the people on this medication, but it seems like that kind of fades down with continued use. There is possibly a connection with pancreatic inflammation in the pancreas. Overall, people normally experience a slight increase in heart rate. And of course, if you're injecting this drug, there's going to be possible injection site reactions, inflammation, itching, etc. Additionally, headache was a common side effect, but not bad enough for people to discontinue the medication. They still saw good benefits. So I always wonder, what happens when we get off of these kind of drugs? Because from my perspective, the overwhelming majority of prescription medications should be temporary. You shouldn't be on them long-term necessarily. So they took people off the drug and they look at after the withdrawal of time by week 120 weeks, people had regained 12% of that lost weight back, meaning at a net, they lost 5.6% of their body weight. So in 2.3 years, during that time, you get on the drug, you get off of it, and 2.3 years later, you've only lost 5.6% of your body weight. So a 200-pound person only loses about 10 pounds over the course of 2.3 years, which is a really long time, okay? I want to compare these results with normal diets like intermittent fasting, the paleo diet, the Mediterranean diet. So I'm looking into how much weight do people lose with that. Isn't that a really good question to ask? So we see intermittent fasting, they do some research on that, and they found in these two different groups that were intermittent fasting, a significant reduced reported desire to eat and a desire quantity of food to eat. That sounds awesome. Oh, and in 8 weeks, people lost 5% of total body weight in 8 weeks. That's remarkable. That's way faster. Remember the medication group, they did 68 weeks to lose just over 15% of body weight. Can you imagine in 8 weeks, 5%? I think that's really profound. Here we go. Now on to the paleo diet. This is an 8-week study looking at the paleo diet. We saw an improvement in cardio risk factors and an overall benefit to body mass. In this group, we saw 5.3 kilogram loss in 8 weeks. That's 12 pounds almost in an 8-week period. Now with this medication, it was looking at a 15-pound loss in 68 weeks. Do you see how much faster the weight loss is in these diet groups? I only mention these things because I have a lot of patients who come and ask me questions about this. They say, hey, should I go talk to my doctor about getting on this medication? I heard it's really wonderful. And I'm talking all age groups are wanting to get on it. I do believe there's a time and place for it, especially for somebody who has diabetes that's really out of control. They have other ailments that prevents them from exercises. There's other limitations in their life. Taking the medication might be the jumpstart that they need, but as a whole, to go upstream and be functional looking with our weight loss, for the majority of adults need to be on a supplemented type paleo type diet. This is a wonderfully researched diet, and you get weight loss, which is great, plus you're reducing inflammation substantially, and the composition of your diet is influencing the microbiome in your gut. It's going to have an effect on your brain, the neurotransmitters, on all of your blood chemistry, your A1C level, the cholesterol levels, your lean muscle mass will be better. Your brain chemistry is going to change. Neuroinflammation is going to go down. It's supportive in all the vitamins and minerals you need, which are not addressed when you're simply just taking a medication. And when you add certain supplements in with this diet, you're just kicking it into overdrive, which is going to reduce the inflammation in the hypothalamus and help your body get to that metabolic set point. So it's almost like setting the thermostat of your weight, and your body weight will naturally want to drop down. Additionally, this diet is going to support your hormones to help you lose weight naturally as well. So I can only imagine what the results would be like at 120 weeks, at 68 weeks, sticking with it for that period of time. You got to also remember that when you go on a diet that's giving you all these wonderful micronutrients and the chemicals associated with fruits and vegetables, some of these healthy molecules, you see benefits in other areas as well. And also when they're exercising, you increase your muscle mass, and a fit person is just different than someone who just takes a weight loss medication. Overall, what I'm suggesting you do is you hack your health, and you do that by altering your diet and supplementing. These weight loss drugs, I don't believe they're for everybody. And I don't think it's just the magic pill, because the results show you're not getting that profound of a weight loss as many people promise. Hope you learned something today. Thanks for watching.